From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The Belgrade Senior Center offers local seniors the opportunity to live, not just age. And they're asking the local community for help keeping these services available.
The Middle East on the brink. I'm Jared Hill with why a key player in ceasefire talks says they won't be at tomorrow's discussion, and the response from the White House.
Still 4 years to go, but already plenty of speculation about LA 2028. I'm Tina Kraus with how Olympic fans think LA will stack up to Paris.
And Montana history comes to life at Butte's Motherlode Theater. We're going to chat with some of the performers about the play and its upcoming road shows. All right, we are coming up on 6 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. Beautiful look over in the mining city. Yep. Jane McDonald, Matt Elwell with you bright and early. Head frames looking nice.
Yep, and we're kind of coming up on the time of year where the kids are heading back to school here real soon.
Yep.
Both college and high school.
Yep.
And middle school, everybody.
Bobcats will be here before we know it, and already at the grocery store, lots of pencils and paper out for sale.
May need a jacket this morning. Temperatures into the 40s. I wouldn't call it cold by any stretch, but cooler for the early part of the morning. It's our Fonzie forecast. Hey, it's cool. Looks like our chances of showers are really picking up right after the noon hour, most of this to our south, so it's not a widespread potential. Basically from Ennis southward is where we see the best chances of rain. Daytime highs today into the 70s. There's a very slim chance of rain in Bozeman and Butte, but those chances are still there, but definitely cooler. I'm going to take a look at the outlook heading into the weekend in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, for more than 50 years, the Belgrade Senior Center has been providing meals and space for other services, and the cost of providing those meals has risen beyond what the center can handle. MTN's Heaven Van visited the center to learn more about a possible solution proposed by the city.
As the city of Belgrade continues to grow, so do the needs of its seniors. That's why the city is asking for a permanent levy to help support the Belgrade Senior Center.
Figuring out how to walk through life at this age is just as important as trying to figure out, when you're 20, what does life look like? And because the backdrop changes a lot for these people as they lose spouses or, they're trying to figure out if they could stay in their homes.
Manager of the center, Lisa Beatty, says they focus mainly on nutrition, delivering Meals on Wheels and offering lunch to its seniors daily. But Lisa says they try to attract younger seniors too, offering fitness classes for active lifestyles and even courses on topics like recognizing scams.
And so creating a senior center that's vibrant and has opportunities for every different type of personality to find their place is critical.
Assistant City Manager Greg Tryon says the city took the senior center under its wing 2 years ago, originally placing its operational costs within the general fund, something they've now outgrown as costs increase.
The general fund grows at a really defined slow rate. Costs obviously increase faster than that. Just in the last year, the food costs have increased by 50%.
In addition to the cost of food, Lisa says the center needs more employees to continue operating in a way she says keeps seniors living, not just aging. That's why the city is asking to place a permanent $8 million levy on November's ballot.
So what that means is for a $300,000 home, that is roughly $32.40 a year. So $2.70 a month is what we're asking for.
This mill levy will help us to continue providing the quality of service and then help us with the increased quantity for the time being. These folks speak good wisdom into our lives, and we see them as such a resource that is not tapped into like it should be.
In Belgrade, Heaven Van, MTN News.
And this morning, there's new uncertainty over the next round of ceasefire talks after Hamas said it won't attend Thursday's planned meeting in Qatar. The Biden administration says a breakthrough at the negotiating table could be the key to stopping Iran and its proxies from launching a retaliatory attack on Israel. U.S. officials warned that an attack from Iran could come as soon as this week and with little to no warning. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Another setback for Middle East ceasefire efforts. A Hamas representative confirms to CBS News that it will not send a delegation to tomorrow's planned talks. The group is accusing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of not negotiating in good faith and using talks to prolong the war. Yesterday, Hamas released video of rockets launched toward Tel Aviv, though Israel's military says they did not reach their targets. Meanwhile, officials in Gaza say over a dozen Palestinians were killed Tuesday by Israeli strikes, including a mother and her twins, just 4 days old.
I'm not giving up.
President Joe Biden and European leaders this week pushed both sides to return to the negotiating table as Iran re-upped its threats to attack Israel, retaliation for the recent assassination of top Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. Yesterday, President Biden told reporters he believes a ceasefire deal could prevent a broader war.
That's my expectation, and we'll see.
U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield echoed that message at the UN yesterday.
The United States' overall goal remains to turn the temperature down in the region. That starts with finalizing a deal for an immediate ceasefire with hostage release in Gaza.
All the while, the Pentagon is rushing more military assets to the region, and yesterday, the U.S. announced a $20 billion arms sale to Israel. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And the State Department says the U.S. arms deal would send dozens of F-15 fighter jets, air-to-air missiles, and other weapons to Israel, though those weapons are not expected to be delivered until 2026 at the earliest. And May, the curtain just closed on the Summer Games in Paris, but fans are already riled up about what's ahead in the next 4 years from now in Los Angeles. Many people are wondering how the American Olympic backdrop will compare to the French flair. CBS's Tina Kraus reports.
The sun has set on the Olympics in Paris. Workers are clearing the French capital and thousands of athletes heading home.
The whole event was safe, easy to get around. America's got a lot to live up to, quite honestly. I was impressed.
Los Angeles residents Tim and Joy Dolman were in Paris for Sunday's star-studded closing ceremony.
And the climax with Tom Cruise was fantastic. And the handoff to LA.
When the games head to LA in 2028, some wonder how California's largest city can compete.
We have issues, with infrastructure, but we'll come up with something good, I think, for in 4 years.
We don't have the same desserts.
And many say the French ooh la la factor will be hard to beat.
Paris, I think it was the perfect, especially beach volleyball settings, like Eiffel in the back. Oh my God.
LA will become the third city to host the games 3 times.
We live here, so we're definitely going to go watch the Olympics in 4 years. Not excited because I live here, and it's going to be a disruption.
Back in Paris, these sport-loving sisters from Houston say no matter who plays host, the spirit of humanity wins.
There's no enemies, there's no negative, no ill will. Everybody is like brothers and sisters.
A little magic on the world's biggest stage, playing out every 4 years. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And Los Angeles last hosted the games back in 1984, and they first played host back in 1932. Now, a little bit closer to home and not towards LA, reaching a milestone that almost didn't happen. MTN's John Amy celebrated the 70th anniversary of a popular Butte candy store that overcame a major setback last year.
Shepherd's Candy here in Butte is celebrating 70 years of making homemade candy, and they're celebrating surviving a devastating accident that almost shut them down for good. But now the future of Shepherd's Candy is bright.
Give me back my candy.
This is overwhelming. Again, we have been overwhelmed by Butte so many times.
Butte's only operating confectionery celebrated a milestone that almost didn't happen. On October 21st of last year, a pickup truck slammed into the storefront of the historic building, destroying much of its candy supply and interrupting its all-important holiday sales. The business managed to quickly rebuild and is now operating at close to full capacity.
It's a testament to their business plan, but also a testament to Butte and their dedication to really supporting our longtime businesses.
Bruce Shepard started making candy at this location off of Harrison Avenue in 1954. Ron Gallardo had been making candy there since 1988 and took over the business 10 years ago, where he continues to make much of the candy himself.
One of the nicest days I have is when I'm able to come over and wait on customers, because that is the reminder of why we do what we do.
The shop has many loyal customers.
This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff.
Holly Williams is elated that Shepherd's Candy is continuing its legacy into the future.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's great. I mean, what would we do without Shepherd's Candy here in Butte?
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
And Butte's Community Theater taking its audience on a ride through Montana history this week with a musical about the life and times of a female bronc rider. Our Megan Thompson talks with the performers, who say they are also excited to take the show on the road later this fall.
A group of thespians from Butte are getting a lesson in Montana history as they prepare for their next show that may take them to a stage near you.
The characters range from the high fantasy to the grounded historical fiction. Obviously we have our historical figures, and then we have several talking eagles, we might have a ghost, and a person who can tell the future.
Paisley Wanamaker is the stage manager for the Orphan Girl Children's Theater's latest community production. She describes the show that was created by Montana playwrights as a fun little historical romp that places well-known characters in Montana's past on the same train with an aspiring rodeo queen.
So this is the story set in 1919 of Alice Greeno, a Red Lodge local, who wanted to go compete in her first rodeo.
Characters like Janet Rankin and the ghost of a Butte miner break out into song, while other characters provide pause for laughter. What does it take to be a train robber?
Well, my part is very goofy, and it really takes kind of stealth, but like funny stealth.
While train robbers definitely existed in the Old West, talking eagles definitely did not.
I have to be rock and rolly because I do have a rock and roll song, and I don't know, just like a lot of head movements. You can like go like this. I mean, it's a part of my choreo. I guess just kind of goofy because talking eagles don't really exist.
It's been really awesome to combine art and theater with actual historical education and really get them interested in Montana history specifically.
Paisley says the plan is to take the show on the road later this fall with a production in Red Lodge, but for now the show takes place at 6 in the evening from Wednesday through Saturday, and on Sunday at 1 in the afternoon at the Orphan Girl Theater. In Butte, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
You know, learn a little bit of history and have some fun on the way too.
That's right.
I think that's cool.
Support the Orphan Girl Theater.
Absolutely.
That's great.
All right, before we head into a break, well, I don't think many people are fans of, that wet dog smell or anything like that.
Yeah.
So Dolce & Gabbana, they found a solution.
Fifi.
Fifi, for your loyal canine.
Yeah.
The Dolce & Gabbana fashion house released a new alcohol-free perfume for dogs called Fifi in honor of Domenico Dolce's poodle named Fifi. And Matt, I know you're looking for Winston to look his best and smell his best.
We need some help on the smell department.
Well, and it's just going to cost you a measly price of $108 a bottle.
Yeah.
He's worth it.
Yeah.
He can be Fifi for a day.
It can be that $7 bottle of shampoo, and I send my daughter to go wash the car or wash the dog.
She's gonna come back with Fifi. You can just spray it on. It's a lot easier than washing the dog. Now take a look at that. That poodle is looking his best, smelling his best. Now I don't know where Fifi is gonna be sold. Maybe a PetSmart, Petco somewhere.
Yeah, for $108.
Yeah, just a measly price. What's the cost of your dog smelling its best? That's kind of the.
I think it depends on what he's been rolling in.
That's absolutely a fact there. Now we're going to take a short break. I'm going to Google Fifi. When we come back, we're going to be having your top stories, and we are going to be looking ahead to Immigrant, a social hub of the scenic Paradise Valley. We're going to have that bike trail for you in just a few minutes.